Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another off-season video. Um, the NBA season's rapidly approaching, and unfortunately, we do also have to cover the not-so-great teams. And we got another one right here, possibly the worst team in the NBA, the Sacramento Kings. As always, if you're listening to this podcast, we got a visual component over on our YouTube, Hustle and Hoops. But without further ado, let's just get right into some Kings talk. Um, Obviously, they got three guys who are the supposed future, and then a fourth guy. Obviously, we gotta have four guys on here. But number one is obviously De'Aaron Fox. Number two is Domantas Sabonis. Number three is their top draft pick from this year, Keegan Murray. Then at four we have Kevin Huerter, aka Red Velvet, aka a knockdown 3-point shooter, and that's about it. Um, Personally, I think Domantas Sabonis could be the number one. I think he proved that in Indiana. Um, Duville, do you agree with me there, or is this De'Aaron's team?
No, I
Yeah,
made I
no.
made this presentation and I will vouch. I believe De'Aaron is the number one. He earned it. He is still the fastest player in the league, and he's that guy. I mean, his mid-range game is nuts. And DeMontis, I'm not gonna take anything away from him because he's one of the best rebounders, I'll say, and he's a good scorer. He knows how to get to the free throw line. He can stretch the floor. He's got everything. I just, I think it
Ah,
has to be De'Aaron.
it's
I mean,
it's it's De'Aaron. I'm gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna jump in really quick. I know it was a
yeah.
small sample size at the end of the season after the Halliburton trade, but in that small sample size, De'Aaron Fox averaged 30 points per game and like 6-7 assists. Like this man was a demon in that short amount of time and lived up to this potential that we were seeing for De'Aaron for so long, where you are giving him the ball and letting him fucking run and just run. And Sabonis, yeah, he is an all-star. He has had a successful career so far. And I think he's going to be the best pick and roll partner that he's had, De'Aaron has had in his career. That's not a hot take to say. I think this duo is going to be a lot more fun and a little bit more successful than I think you guys are giving them credit for.
No one dissed them at all. But I mean,
I don't
if you
think
look,
anybody's talked but
Yeah.
us.
No,
Then
this
you
maybe
guys are
it's
giving them credit
if you love
for.
De'Aaron Fox so much, why don't you just marry him, Dove? Jeez. Uh, Jack, Keegan
I'll
Murray,
divorce him.
Keegan Murray,
Get
summer
the
league
Oh
bag.
God.
co-MVP. I got a hot
Yes.
take for you right here. I think Keegan Murray will be the best rookie this year, but will not win Rookie of the Year. If that makes sense.
So like Cade.
Yes.
Literally like
Well,
kid.
I was comparing it more
That's not
to a Franz Wagner situation.
No,
okay.
not a player
Respect his
Okay.
comp, but
point.
just situation comp.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
That's not a
like
terrible take because I think he is gonna play a big role on his team. I mean, obviously the other top picks are too, but the Kings aren't gonna be bad. Like they're not gonna be that bad. They added Keegan, they added Kevin, they added Malik Monk.
You still
I
sure
mean,
about that?
Rashawn Holmes. They're not gonna be terrible. Like the West is good, but they're still like playing worthy.
all right. I mean, we'll get into the predictions in a little bit. Let's keep going. We're kind of speed running the Kings. Um, they have a long history. Shouts out Vlade Divac. He screwed this team. Uh, their one draft pick was Keegan Murray. Talked about him. We'll continue to talk about him.
Shouts
Um,
out Jason.
yep, sure.
Bug.
Shouts out Rio.
White chocolate.
Jason Williams. Um, the Kings made one big trade in the offseason. They acquired Kevin Huerter from the Hawks. Kind of a dump. The Hawks just had to get rid of him. They just signed Matthew Dellavedova, returning to the league. Shouts out the Australian Squirrel. And then they gave out their money to Malik Monk, reuniting with his college teammate De'Aaron Fox, which is a pretty big acquisition. And then they also lost Dante DiVincenzo, and then on draft night they lost Jaden Hardy. So let's just go right into our rotations and predictions for this fabulous team. I'll start this time. I got De'Aaron Fox starting. Hotter take among the squad. I guess me and Duval are like-minded on this. I think Malik Monk will start at shooting guard. I think Harrison Barnes will start at small forward. But now that I'm looking at it now, I think Keegan Murray is probably going to start at small forward. To be honest, and then Sabonis at power forward, Rashawn Holmes at center. But there's a lot of variability. Keegan Murray obviously off the bench if Harrison Barnes starts. Herter off the bench. I just don't think he fits this team. The young movement, not that he's old, but they got a lot younger guys like Davion Mitchell, who will have an expanded role this year. I think, and then the last two bench guys, their depth is also terrible. That's why this team sucks. Trey Lyles and Chessie Metu. Duville.
Yeah, I'll go real fast. I got
same
Fox,
fish.
Monk, same. But then I got Herter starting and Murray at the 4 and Sabonis at my 5. I think Herter has to start because of the money he's getting paid, and we talked about that off pod. I think
Off pod, shouts out.
with the trade, off pod. With the trade, I think Herter he made it as number 4 on StarCore's pieces. I think he has to start. You have to see if he doesn't do well, you obviously take him out. And then the only thing else I have to say is I was gonna have Keon Ellis instead of Metu, but I took Metu for the big guy, and that's really it.
Yeah, fair. Dove.
Yeah, basically the same kind of thing. I think Herter gets in the starting lineup just because he's a pure shooter, and you throw him in there as a guy who gets his shots in the
Malik
flow of
Monk
the
is also a
offense.
pure
And
shooter.
nah, but I think Malik Monk is more of an ISO
He's got a strap.
shooter than an
Malik can
off-catch
yam it.
shooter. I think Malik can be an off-catch shooter. I think he can be a very good off-catch shooter, but I think his strength is in his, on-ball game.
Yeah.
I think Barnes and Keegan are your forwards. I think that's just a really dynamic and interesting thing to put next to Fox. You just continue to surround him with shooters, cutters. And then you got Sabonis, his PNR partner, like I talked about before. You need a big, and that's the guy there. And then the only difference in the bench lineup is I have Keon Ellison instead of Trey Lyles because fuck Trey Lyles.
Okay.
Completely fair.
Jack.
I have the same starting lineup as Doug. I honestly wanted to put Malik Monk in there over Kevin Herter, but it doesn't really matter who they
Yeah,
start.
They suck.
But I think Malik Monk will average more points than Kevin Herter. I'm a
Good
big
take, good
fan of
take.
Rashawn Holmes. I wanted him to be in the starting lineup, but it just works better with Sabonis at center. Other than that, that's pretty much the same as what you guys had.
Yeah, I mean, the more I'm looking at it, the more I kind of want him to run this like how Lauri Markkanen started at small forward of
Wow.
like Keegan Murray at small forward, Sabonis power forward, Holmes center. I think that lineup could work.
That's nuts.
But like, yeah, obviously it's nuts. But when we saw Lauri Markkanen was starting at small forward for the
Paint's
Cavs,
too
we had
clogged,
the
in my
same
opinion.
reaction.
Paint's too clogged, in my opinion.
Okay,
I'm
Keegan
with
Murray's
that,
got a
Doug.
strap too, though. Like,
I'm not saying
And
that.
Sabonis
I'm
can
more
also
just
be a
saying
knockdown shooter.
Sabonis and
the
Holmes. I don't know.
you can say
I,
Lauri Markkanen is the best
I don't
shooter
know.
of the 6 people that I just mentioned of like the starting lineups, but like Lauri Markkanen, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen compared
No,
to
it's an Evan
Yeah.
Mobley, Jared
Murray.
Allen thing, not a Lauri Markkanen, Keegan Murray thing.
all right.
I think Evan Mobley is a way more versatile defender.
All right, yeah, I guess
than-
I'm thinking
than
mainly
Sabonis.
offense,
And he's
Yeah.
lengthier.
but
because that Sabonis Holmes lineup is guarding absolutely.
the
no
Kings
one.
are gonna suck. Does anyone see them competing for a play-in spot, or can we just say
I could see them getting to 10, yes.
okay,
That's my ceiling
I
for
could
them.
not. I could not even see them reaching that height. I think they're due for another top 5 pick.
I think the Spurs, the Jazz, the Thunder. Who else?
Rockets.
I think the Lakers
Portland?
fucking suck. Portland. Okay, yeah, not
I
Lakers.
can't believe
Sorry.
you said the Lakers.
The
Portland,
Rockets.
Rockets. That's 5 teams.
Yeah, that's 10.
All right. I mean, personally,
That's
I think-
saying if all these guys stay healthy, though.
I think their floor
Yeah,
and
but
ceiling
at the same time,
is
all those
bottom
other teams are
4.
teams that
All
are going into next year with the
Doug.
goal of rebuilding.
Don't
That's
cut
all I'm
off
saying.
Shub.
That's all I'm
Don't cut off
saying.
Shub. All right,
That's
Shub.
all I was saying. That's it.
Shub, take us home, brother.
Yeah, I think they're a bottom 4 lottery odds team, but if they're the 10 seed, whatever, like they're losing in the plan.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks as always for listening to another episode. We appreciate you. Remember to follow us on social media at Hustle and Hoops. Subscribe to our YouTube at Hustle and Hoops. Like the video. Leave a comment what you think the expectations for the Kings would be this year. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace.